Here's how I'm trying to stay hungry and outlast my competitors. It's really easy to stay strong when you're motivated, but staying hungry and maintaining that drive is really, really difficult. Honestly, that's been one of the biggest challenges that I've had and I've been looking to overcome. For many of us, motivation comes in multiple ways. But as you start studying people who are successful and you start looking back at past successes that you do have yourself, you start to realize you just need to know how to stay focused when things get tough, when you don't want to do the work. I'll be sharing some of the practical strategies that I've been using, just continually trying to stay hungry while looking to outlast any competitors that I have. Hopefully you'll have a toolkit by the end of it that I use and hopefully you can start using that can help you on that same path. Start setting clear and long-term/short-term goals. Once you break down the bigger goals into smaller, more achievable goals, the milestones will keep you more motivated, getting that extra dopamine rush to keep on going. Like, oh, I'm on the right path. Let me just keep on moving forward to get to the next milestone. When you set the milestones too far apart, it can be very demotivating. And more often than not, you're still externally validated. As much as we like to, at least me, I like to preach being very internally validated. It's very difficult to get to that standpoint when you're on that journey, when you're starting from ground zero. So from the beginning, create more manageable/smaller milestones. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to change your bigger goal, but just add more smaller milestones along the way to let you feel like you're still making progress because you actually are. And then when you revisit your goals, evaluate what's going right, what's not going right, and either you need to bring up the intensity or, are there things that are not as manageable that you might have to back off on? This way you can still keep it truly aligned to what you want and still have it stay fresh in your mind. And in a daily routine, keep things that keep you consistent, not just inspired. Consistency is built on habits, and those habits that you do day to day are extremely crucial towards that compounding effect towards reaching that goal. Because there are going to be days where motivation just completely fades. I can tell you right now, as I'm recording this, I had a long, long week of my day job. I just got tattooed, 4 tattoos yesterday. I am sore. I am tired. I do not want to do this. But after I record these videos, I'm going to have to edit all these videos and post them and schedule them all for the next week. But I know, and I kept my word for it, every single day I'm going to post 3 times short form, 1 time YouTube video, and consistently try to get better throughout that process. Sometimes the work is going to suck, and it is going to suck. But through that suck, you come out the other side realizing that small thing that you did in the grand scheme of this overarching goal and the daily things that you do actually played a pivotal role towards compounding towards the next day. And when you look at your every day to day, focus on small, non-negotiable items like supposedly reading, journaling, gratitude journal, eating healthy, going to the gym, whatever goal that you have that you want to get to. Those smaller goals, create daily goals. Like, I'm just going to eat 200 grams of protein per day. I'm going to go to the gym, at least for 30 minutes today. Little things like that. And it's really easy to start competing with others, but look to really compete with yourself. I, not gonna lie, I do use other people as motivation to help me stay hungry. But sometimes it gets crippling because I'm like, oh wow, they are so farther ahead than I am in this perceived farther ahead in this goal that I want to get to. And I'm only here. But when you look at yourself yesterday, did I make any improvement? Did I beat the person yesterday? And when you're in competition with the person yesterday and you're consistently getting 1% better, it's just the journey. It's not going to be instantaneous. It's not going to be overnight, but you're going to get better slowly but surely if you put in that work. And when you set personal benchmarks and you aim to surpass them, you start looking at those benchmarks, those personal setbacks, as to not look at the external world, but look at internally as to did I complete them? And make sure you celebrate the small wins to fuel any ongoing motivation. Like recently, I just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. Grand scheme of it, not massive. But those are 100 people who felt compelled enough to press subscribe on a YouTube channel, which for me, I've never achieved that before. And it was a huge, huge win. I texted my friends, I texted my family. I was so happy about it because it wasn't the number that really meant a lot for me. I really just recognized the work that I put in of, am I providing value? 100 people found my content valuable enough to follow me, that I've managed to help 100 people. And that for me felt so much more fulfilling than that per se number. It was the person that I had to become to help those people out. And it just helped me keep on the right direction, keep moving forward, keep getting better. And I'm looking to get better. I'm looking to improve. I'm like, you know what? This could have been better. This could have been better. I know I need to work on my thumbnails, and hopefully this batch, the thumbnails will be a little bit better. And make sure you embrace setbacks as fuel, not just any sort of roadblocks. Those are pivotal learning opportunities and motivation that you can use to get better. It'll become so much easier to bounce back and keep pushing forward once you start using that as motivation and fuel. And when you build mental toughness for long-term challenges, it'll help you tremendously. Mindfulness, journaling, those are things that I try to do every single day today. And it helps me build that mental strength to when I feel like, what if I just go on TikTok right now? What if I just do whatever right now? And I just snap myself, you know what? Work doesn't care if you're tired. Keep on going. The mental toughness that you build through other actions can transfer over to things when you're doing the work and you're like, you know what? I got to grind. I got to stay focused. I got to keep on going. And those moments where you're like, oh, what if I just take a break? You snap yourself back on like, oh, are you scared of being tired? Because I'm not scared of being tired. I don't get tired. I just keep on moving forward. And make sure you surround yourself with people who are positive and try to push you up. When I started this, I lost contact with a lot of people that I was particularly close with because my habits started changing, my interests started changing, my ideals for how I want to live my life started changing. And it was a huge undertaking because I started only surrounding myself with people who were positive towards my journey. They didn't necessarily have to be on that same journey, but people who were positive towards me, who were still working, potentially inspiring me to do other things, just helping me get better. And remember your why. Keep that fire alive. I have a vision board that I look at every single day and I'm like, oh, shit, I fucked around today. Got to get back on it. I got to get back on my, public speaking. I got to get back on my fitness. I got to get back on my financial health. I got to get back on my healthy eating. I got to get back on I'm looking at this board right now and I'm like, I got to get my money up. I got to keep on working on my social media. Remember your why. Keep your fire alive because in moments where you feel like there's no reason to keep on going, you're going to need to find a reason. And having that in the back pocket will help you further remove that bottleneck that could take up a huge chunk of time and focus that you didn't need. And make sure you keep on learning and expanding your skill set. Like when you realize that people who are out there are going to be continuous learners, people who have those networks, people who already have established some sort of credibility or some sort of financial health or some sort of other thing that you might not have, they didn't get that overnight. They might have got it possibly, but more likely than not, they still had to put in some work and have different skill sets that you just didn't have. And that you need to be hungry and learn that life is just a game of skills. How many skills can you accrue to then leverage into buying other people's skills and scaling up from there? And adapt and pivot when it's necessary for momentum. If a particular approach is not working, don't be afraid to pivot and find a new way forward. I mean, the last thing you want to do is feel like you're stuck and be stuck. You should continually look to, okay, if this is not working, why is it not working? How can I make this work? What is the thing stopping me from making this work? And staying flexible will help you avoid burnout because this is going to be a long-term race, not a short-term race. Because you'll be able to keep your motivation alive day by day as you continue to go through your goals, outlast your competitors, and continually try to stay hungry.